So I just want to share some verses regarding, the different senses that we have and, what their responsibilities are and how we can navigate them through life. And, just how creative God was when He gave us these different senses. Obviously, the verses I'm about to read from the Bible, there is context to each, but in your own time, you can read the full chapter, to get some more insight and so on. So the first verse I would like to share, it is taken from Matthew 6, and I'll be reading from verse 22 to 23, and it talks about the eye, and it says, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light." Verse 23, "But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness?" And so here it's telling us clearly that our eyes ought to be healthy, be it physically, spiritually, so we're able to see and our body is full of light. Because if our eyes are unhealthy, then there is darkness. Darkness overtakes us, and we're not able to see, be it physically or spiritually, the things that we're supposed to see. Okay, so we got to take care of our eyes, right? And the next one is taken from Proverbs 4, verse 23, and it talks about the heart, and it says, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life." And here it's telling us that we got to be protective of our heart. We got to shield it, right? Because out of it spring the issues of life, which is why when we get up, we got to ask God, "Lord, search my heart. If there's anything there that shouldn't be, remove it." We have to introspect each and every day, because the heart, it fosters a lot of things, and in the end, it can manifest if we don't take care. And the next one is taken from Proverbs 15, verse 31, and it talks about the ear. And here it says, "The ear that hears the rebukes of life will abide among the wise." And so our ear hear what it wants to hear, right? So imagine you hear a rebuke and it might offend you, right? But deep within you know it's the truth, right? If you're able to take that rebuke of life, many of us will abide amongst the wise, right? So we must learn to have a listening ear to hear, right? Because sometimes wisdom is being spoken. And the next one is taken from Proverbs 18, verse 21, and it talks about the tongue. And it says, "Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." And here we know the tongue is a small little thing, but it can be vicious. So we got to be careful what, we allow our tongue to, bring forth. Because negativity, evil, we can eat of that fruit, right? And fall, into some type of destruction. So we got to be careful. And the next one is taken from Psalms 141, verse 3. And here it talks about the mouth. And it said, "Set a guard over my mouth, Lord. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Take control of what I say, O Lord, and guard my lips." And here we're clearly seeing that the mouth is a passage, it's a doorway, right? And out of our mouth can either bring forth good or bad. So we got to ask God, to help guard, our mouth, take control of our lips, because just like the tongue and the mouth work together. The tongue, vicious, right? It does what it needs to do, and so it passes through the mouth. So we got to be extra careful. And the next one is from Romans 8, verse 6. And here it talks about the mind. And it says, "For the mind set on the flesh is death, but the mind set on the spirit is life and peace." So we know the flesh is always in conflict with the spirit. We cannot allow the flesh to overrule us, bring us into temptation and into sin. So we got to have that under control. And the only way to do that is if our mind is completely focus on the spirit, which brings forth life and peace, instead of the flesh that can bring about death. Okay? So the next one, it's taken from Isaiah 2, verse 22. And here it talks about the nostril, our nose. It said, "Stop regarding man whose breath of life is in his nostril. For why should he be esteemed?" Clearly it's saying that what is man? Yeah? We have to breathe from our nostril. And any of us at any given time, our breath can go. We're not able to breathe from our nostrils. So our sole focus should always be on God. God should be the forerunner, instead of us, out here, putting mere men on pedestal, and they're nothing. We as human beings, we're limited. So God should be the source of everything and our focus. Okay? And so we move on to Leviticus 17, verse 11. And here it talks about the blood. And it said, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood." So the flesh obviously need the blood to function, right? Without blood pumping through us, even the animals, we become lifeless. There is power in the blood. So the blood is so important, okay? So we got to be careful as well, okay? And just take heed. And so when you look at all of these different senses, you see that it's like they're their own little human being. They have their own responsibility. So God, full with so much wisdom, knew exactly what he was doing when he created these different senses, and he gave it to us. So we just got to be careful in how we use them. Okay, people? I hope everyone, have learned something. And in your own time, just go through the verses, go through the whole scripture. You'd be amazed to know what you actually pick up, and can use to navigate your way through this life. Anyway, be safe, everyone. And as usual, don't forget, drink up on the water.